They certainly will be. I reckon Alan Border would have settled for 286 after he lost the toss in the morning and saw England get away to a good start. Gooch 60 and Gower 57 and 32 for Robin Smith. Those three players played very well indeed, but I thought Russell was the star. That was a lovely innings after the trouble he had at Headingley, 64 not out in 286, and the bowling figures for the Australians, they shared the wickets. The spinner came on to bowl a few overs towards the end, 7 overs, 3 maidens for 9 runs for Trevor Hones. Alderman 3 wickets, Lawson 2 and Hughes 4. I thought Hughes once again was very, very good for Australia, and Alderman bowled very straight. 4 for no wicket, Australia in reply. There was just the 1 over, that was bowled by Graham Dilley. Jeff Marsh made 3 and Mark Taylor 1. It's behind. Well, conditions quite magnificent at Lord's for the second day. Not a cloud in the sky. There's a big crowd again. It's going to be a capacity crowd with the gates closed. And the pitch, as it was yesterday, very good for batting. But you can bet your life that the England bowlers will be giving it everything in what will be a tough first session for the Australian batsmen. We join it now in the 4th over. Dilley is coming in to bowl to Marsh. There are 2 runs added to the overnight total. Oh, what a good catch. First blow to England this morning. That was a splendid delivery from Graham Dilley, a bit quicker than the others. Drew Marsh into the stroke. Looked as though it went down the hill, and Russell completed a very fine piece of cricket.
Bit of swing, and that one certainly went and kept going. And a nice catch there by Jack Russell. So early blow for Australia and a little bit of encouragement there for England.
And they've managed to get the number 3 for Australia in, while there still is some shine on the ball, just as the Prime Minister of Australia, Mr. R.J. Hawke, arrives at the ground. Taylor did well there.
Yes, Foster has caused more problems since he went round the wicket and bowled it in at the left-hander. He's a good lever outside the off-stump, Taylor. But with the ball coming back in at him at that angle, he's had a couple of problems this over.
Didn't quite get that. He just pulled up inside the rope. And down at the fielder. Modern day fielders have perfected that slide.
So I think I might have struggled a bit with that one, Richie.
Very tentative.
A bit of good fortune here for Mark Taylor. Inside edge, bounces over the stumps.
Oh, well bowled. What a good over this is.
Really superb delivery here. Going across Taylor again.
Now umpire Bird having a look and an official warning. Had a word with the captain and the other umpire, and that's where Foster's transgressed. Bird certainly had a look in the previous over and had a word with him. You see him going on that right foot. That's the one hidden by umpire Bird. Well, wide swinging half volley. Boone took his chance.
And this is the way David Boone plays against the quick bowlers. He takes them on. And that wasn't really a half volley. He hit that on the up, but very, very powerfully indeed.
Four runs. Some sort of control in it, but not exactly where Boone was playing it.
That's a good shot by Mark Taylor. And that ball had just raced away down the hill there, and Robin Smith despairingly diving. 16 to Taylor and 18 to Boone. Lovely shot. There's a gap there. It was a very orthodox stroke, but with all the close catches, 3 slips and a gully and a short leg, of course there's spaces around, and that's one threw mid off. 47 for 1 Australia. Oh, there's no luck around for Jarvis. Mark Taylor certainly having some trouble from Jarvis.
Yeah, you could say that was dead centre, amidships.
Stir. .50 comes up. Australia 50 for the loss of 1 wicket. Oh, hardly the ball for the pull shot. Certainly not the speed for it.
Well, I think Jarvis just did Boone a little on pace there. Yes, that had certainly hit him before the bat came through.
And what's he saying now? Play straight, you fool. Come on, get your head down. 50 for 1 Australia, and Paul Jarvis bowling well. A bit of temper in that, I think.
And strokes of that quality have been rare all morning.
Yes, and Mark Taylor's had a particularly hard struggle. He did well to reach that, really. It was very wide, but hit it smack in the middle of the bat. Very different attack from the one we saw at Headingley. Positive, bowled pretty straight, and it's been a great improvement. Dear me, that was a little bit of luck. And every now and then, it seems that Paul Jarvis surprises people with his pace. And that one coming a little bit down the hill, David Boone just getting his bat down in time, and the ball bouncing over the top of the stumps.
It's through the gap between slip and backward point.
David Boone flashing away at that wide one. And getting 4 runs. There's a fairly impressive side there too.
Well bowled and nicely played as well. Boone has timed it well. Just raced away from the fielder, but Jarvis had him playing a slight adjuster right at the end. Came back in at him.
David Boone not getting his front pad out there too early, letting the ball come on to him and punching that straight past the bowler.
There's no third man, Jarvis having been brought up to backward point.
Yes, Foster just losing his line a little there. Wild delivery outside the off stump, and Mark Taylor not making any mistakes with that one. He hasn't had too many loose deliveries this morning.
Graham Dilley. That's a good looking shot. And even up the hill, that's 4. John Embury. That's a lovely shot. Copybook stuff. Won't go for 4. I might well run them. That's a lovely shot again from Taylor. Really, his timing now, he's come to terms with the pace of this pitch, and looks as though he's set for another big innings.
Yes, in fact, that was a full toss, so the pitch didn't make too much difference, but it's still beautifully timed and put away.
That's the Australian 100, and that's come in the 34th over, with the first 50 having come in just 21, so quite an acceleration there. And that's the 100 partnership. Splendid stand. Boone on 47, Taylor 49. Weathered the early storm, and suddenly the Australian innings now starting to take shape.
And a half-century to Mark Taylor. A century at Headingley and a half-century, and now a half-century in the first innings at Lord's, in a total of 110 for 1.
Well, that's a good innings from Australia's point of view. He's not at his most fluent early on, and he played and missed at Jarvis 3 or 4 times, but he's doing what he's supposed to do. He's fought his way through it, got to 50, and this is what you want in Test cricket.
Well, there's a good shot from Boone. Fairly whistled away across the outfield. And only moments after Mark Taylor reached his 50, David Boone has done the same. Shout there for the catch by Robin Smith. Umpire Bird would have none of it.
That looked to come off the pad, went straight on the ball. The front pad, and Smith doing well to hang on to that, actually. But umpire Bird having nothing to do with it whatsoever.
Difficult chance. He got that right off the meat of the bat. A crashing square drive. And a great attempt by Kim Barnett.
Yes, a good effort by Kim Barnett there, but that ball was travelling like a rocket. But those are the things that go down as chances.
It's a good shot, and it'll run away from the fielder there, down that hill towards the mound stand, or more to Taylor.
Beautiful shot. Timing was there, and Paul Jarvis had given everything, really hangs his head.
And this is the great ability of the Australians. They play and miss. Makes no difference. The next one's a half volley, it goes for 4. David Boon playing a magnificent cover drive there. Everything in the right place. Loves to hit the ball. And very good piece of cricket here. David Boon always looking for the single, as all the Australian batsmen are, but Jarvis very quickly back, following through.
And that's the 150. Coming in the 53rd over. Well, that's well bowled. Now that it must be close. And he's given him. Yes, he has. Good reward for Foster. That one coming back down the hill. And Taylor LBW for 62. And Australia now 151 for 2.
Well, England certainly needed that wicket. Taylor played a great innings there for his side. Foster there, moving the ball back down the hill. He's done that once or twice. On that occasion, it came back nicely down the hill. The only problem was probably height. But I don't think that's really a problem. But umpire Nigel Pugh gave it good consideration before he actually gave it out.
On board of the man in. Well, no argument about that shot.
Well, Alan Bird are probably working on the fact that if he gets a yard or so down the wicket, he gets past all that rough. And a beautiful shot there, straight through extra cover.
Dilley after it, but even up the hill. It really is a speedy outfield.
Yes, Alan Bird doesn't have a flourishing follow-through. He just gives it a short-arm bump, and away it goes. And I say, he does hit the ball pretty hard.
Could have gone anywhere, back onto the stumps, or Gatting at slip throws his hands up in, well, almost horror.
Yes, Jack, that's one of the things that has happened today, is that there have been quite a few flashes or edges that have gone very close to the stumps for the Australians, but none of them have hit.
Another no ball, but this one's treated differently. 4 runs. Dilley having problems with the footholds there.
Fine shot by David Boon, the wide half volley. Didn't really get his foot across there, but kept his head still, watched the ball.
Well, no more savage a square cut's been played in this match. That was a terrific shot. There's 4 more. And really, Dilley settled into no sort of rhythm in this spell from the pavilion end. Another lovely shot, and that takes him into the 90s. And there's the ball, which is now looking slightly the worse for wear. And out. Beautifully caught. Nicely bowled by Dilley, and that's the end of David Boon. Fine, fine innings. Caught by Gooch off the bowling of Dilley for 94. And now Australia 192 for 3. Really was a good innings.
Yes, a fine innings by David Boon. Graham Dilley really getting Boon to play at one that was very wide of the off stump, which he has played at a few times during his innings, but not getting on top of that. And Graham Gooch picking up a good catch at second slip. But a fine performance by David Boon. He's been a little bit out of form for the last 3 weeks or so, and he's done a great job for his captain there.
Yes, he'll be disappointed to miss out on what would have been his 3rd 100 against England. Applause generously there from Dilley.
192 for 3, and fairly good sort of player walking out, Jack.
Dean Jones, indeed.
And really, he's sort of reaching for that. It's got to be 2 feet outside the off stump. And relief for England, because they were looking in all sorts of trouble. Dean Jones, who's just come in, had a very good first Test match. 79 in the first innings and 40 not out.
That was only a push, but there'll certainly be 2, and Jones is a quick runner. So he'll agree to 3. That's 4. That brings up the 200. I'm in the 67th over, the end of it. Good progress, the 150 coming in the 53rd, so two very positive players here. There's the score.
Wayward bowling there by Neil Foster, getting Jones on his way. Graham Dilley to continue, this time to Alan Border.
Picked it up and very cleanly and flies away to deep backward square leg. Short man, short arm shot. And this is the session, of course, when England will understandably tire. Oh, well bowled, sir.
Still managing to seam the ball in the 71st over, and that was a pretty good delivery. Just a fraction more, it would have been a catch to slip, but a thick edge going through the gully.
Oh, that's a good stop. For a long time, he looked to be going straight to Graham Dilley, but then it was going so quickly, he had to get the dive out.
And Dean Jones does look a good-looking player when he's playing shots. And a fine piece of fielding by Dilley.
Borders down, he's got to that one all right. 4 runs over the top of mid-on.
Well, that's what Border likes to do, and Remember, he didn't really see him coming there. Just timed it right, although he only just got to the pitch of it.
Another man keen to use his feet. That's good fielding. The ball really runs away from you down there at the tavern stand. It's Kim Barnett.
It's in the air. It's got him. He's trapped him. Well bowled, John Emery. Robin Smith, the catcher. Top edge sweep. And that was not only good bowling, but good field placing. And Alan Border goes to his favourite sweep.
Well, that's the point we made. I said that Alan Border had to watch for that sweep shot, and it's like top edge, 2 men placed for it. That's the shorter of the 2, Robin Smith, and he's delighted to hang on to that. That's a vital wicket now for England. If they can get one more quickly, then they are back in the game. But, good piece of bowling by John Emery. He's bowled pretty well today. He's had his critics over the last year or so, but he's straightened his run up a little bit, got a little bit wider from the stumps, and I think he's bowled very well indeed today. It's not an easy wicket to bowl on, not a lot of margin of error, and it'd be no spin there, but he's kept plugging away, and he's thoroughly deserved that wicket.
Steve Waugh, the incoming batsman, and here's the man who played the truly sensational innings in the Headingley Test match. 177 not out.
Yes, Foster. Beautiful ball. Left him for dead, turned him right around. Umpire Plews says not out.
Well, this was very interesting. You can see the deflection. There was nothing else anywhere near it. Not too many people had doubt there.
And that's LBW. Foster has got Jones. And now England have got the breakthrough so badly required. They're through the top half of the batting. Jones out for 27, LBW to Foster.
Yes, and Foster getting in close here. Really close. And that ball just coming up the hill of fraction. Really looks as though it just straightened up a fraction, hit him about middle and off, and probably would have hit middle and late. So a great breakthrough by Neil Foster, who had a very confident appeal turned down a few balls before.
Now there's Healy, Hughes, Lawson, Holmes and Alderman to come. And the England bowlers, after a slightly disappointing effort for them in the first session, have fought back wonderfully well.
And now Paul Jarvis coming on. Good lively bowling today from Jarvis, Ray, because he doesn't run a mile, does he? He's got a nice collected run-up and everything looks right.
Yes, it's a short run-up. Very, very rarely does he ever bowl a no ball. He drops about 6 inches behind that front line. Again, that's a very valuable asset in one-day cricket. It is at any time, in fact.
That might be 4. A bit of width there.
Jarvis now should be wanting to give one and have a little bowl at Ely. He's bowled all his balls more or less so far at Steve Waugh, and be interested to see how well Healy would play Jarvis. Nice to see them switch round.
Well, that won't change them round, that's 4.
Yes, this is what I was saying about Paul Jarvis. He bowls well, then the odd half volley every 8 or 9 deliveries, and that's what he's got to learn that you mustn't do in Test cricket. Good Test players are very quick to punish the loose ball.
Well, there's the one. Three balls left for Jarvis to see what he can do. Healy's been at this pavilion end, but that was against the bowling of Foster, so 4 close catches. Oh, and that's why it suited England to change them round. Well bowled Jarvis, well caught Russell. 265 for 6, and Healy goes, caught by Russell, bowled Jarvis for 3, and a deserved wicket for young Jarvis.
Yes, well, Ian Healy's been at the far end, playing the slow bowling all the time, and just that sudden change of pace, and a wicket for Jarvis. He's deserved that. He's gone past the bat quite often today, and just a little faint nick there, and a straightforward job for Jack Russell.
And a great moment for Paul Jarvis and David Gower as well. The new ball was taken, and 1 over was bowled by Paul Jarvis. The Australian survived to the end, 276 for 6, with Hughes on 2 and War 35. Top score, David BOON, 94. And the England bowling, 2 wickets for Dilley, 2 for Foster, who regained form here. And Jarvis bowled very well without luck to take 1 for 69. John Embury, 1 for 60. And the match situation, Australia 10 runs behind with 4 wickets in hand. They have to get through that second new ball on the 3rd day of this match, the Saturday. With 9 runs added in the day.